HTV News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products. Clothing provided by Target.
Hello, welcome to this edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariana Oyanguren. Mayor Sylvester Turner and Chief of Police Art Acevedo announced there would be transparency in the investigation regarding a raid in which 5 police officers were shot and 2 suspects were killed. Here are the details.
HPD and the FBI have been working collaboratively to find out what happened and what possibly went wrong. That level of scrutiny will continue until this investigation is completed. Lastly, I am asking the 21-member Independent Police Oversight Advisory Board, which is composed of civilians under the leadership of Marvin Hamilton, to conduct its own review and weigh in with its findings and recommendations. I want all of these investigations to move along as quickly as possible so that we can begin to restore the trust and heal our city. We have roughly 5,200 police officers in the city, and 99.9% of them do an outstanding job each and every day in protecting the people of our city and those who come here to visit. The reality is we need each other, and I pray that everyone will give us time to work through this investigation, this episode, this crisis together, and our city will come out even stronger on the other side.
So our policy was issued today, February 20th, and the subject's no-knock search warrant restrictions. Effective immediately prior to seeking judicial approval for a no-knock search warrant, the chief of police or his designee must review and approve the request. To the extent this policy conflicts with any other policy, this circular was superseded and signed by me with the support of my boss. And the reason we're doing that is that we've come to the determination we don't want to wait till we have more death, more people injured. And if there is a situation where the tactical considerations or the circumstances provide an exigent set of circumstances where this type of tactic is appropriate, it will require the police chief, and quite frankly, the only other 2 people that I will give the authority to in my absence will be Chief Slinkler, the Executive Assistant Chief, and Chief Troy Finner.
The Houston Police Department released a statement saying effective immediately, the no-knock search warrants would have to be reviewed and approved by the chief. In other news, the mayor and director of Houston's Public Works Department, Carol Haddock, gave an update on the status of Houston's potholes, which was a huge part of Turner's campaign 3 years ago. Matter of fact, there was even a crew there to fix one. Since Mayor Sylvester Turner took office, he promised Houstonians one of his priorities would be to fix potholes. And he has stuck to his guns so far by mentioning the percentage rate of repairs completed since 2016.
In 2016, Public Works crew filled 63,404. In 2017 was 65,157. In 2018, that number dropped. In terms of called in and self-identified, the number was 37,179. Those were all potholes reported or proactively filled in the city. We are consistently hitting our target to address potholes reported through 311 to fill those by the next business day.
Director of Houston Public Works, Carol Haddock, was appointed by the mayor to repair as many potholes per day as possible.
Last year we hit 100% mark on filling potholes by the next business day that were reported to us through 311. Compare that to 2015, before this mayor took office, and our next business day repair number was 5%. So that was a significant challenge and a significant response from these crews.
Public work crews first put a black chemical on the surface of the pothole. Once covered, they put down asphalt and spread it around the hole, filling it to the top of the surface. Finally, a machine flattened the asphalt and the job was completed. It took less than 15 minutes to repair. Mayor Turner encourages people to continue to call 311. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to HTV News Source. The office of Councilmember Jerry Davis put on a job fair for people to get access to jobs. Take a look.
So today we're here with Taylor Smith Consulting, and we are doing a job fair for the new FCC material recycling facility that will be opening up in North Houston. We are also doing staffing for the rodeo here in Houston starting on February 25th. So we have a lot of different positions within the recycling facility, but then we also have temporary to permanent positions on our website. Those positions vary from registered nurses all the way down to driver helpers, who are the individuals that are on the back of those residential hauling trucks that you see. Who qualifies? So if you are interested in working the rodeo, anyone with a clean background in the last 7 years does qualify for that position. If you're interested in a recycling sorter position, anyone qualifies as long as they're not on the National Sex Offender Registry list or the sanctioned watch list. So if you could not make it to the job fair today, please feel free to go to our website, taylorsmithconsulting.com.
In other news, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner, Houston City Council members, especially Jack Christie, presented former U.S. Texas Senator, she's the U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Kay Bailey Hutchinson, with a special proclamation at City Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ambassador to NATO. I'm getting to that. I just want to make it a deal. We got the Ambassador to NATO here, and that's a pretty dang big deal. Mayor.
And therefore, I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proudly proclaim February 19, 2019 as Kay Bailey Hutchinson Day in the City of Houston. Thank you for your service.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to HTV News Source. The Houston Health Department gives out tips for Heart Healthy Month.
February is American Heart Health Month, and the Houston Health Department wants to encourage everyone to make sure they know their risk factors for heart disease. It's important because 1 in 4 here in the United States dies because of heart disease. Lifestyle is the most important thing you can take a look at to prevent those risks. For example, you want to make sure you're eating a healthy diet, a well-balanced diet. That includes eating meats that are lean, low in fat, no trans fat, so stay away from processed foods. You want to make sure you include fruits and vegetables, because fruits and vegetables prevent cancers and also help you maintain a healthy weight. One of the things you want to maintain a healthy weight is because you want to avoid that high blood pressure. It's important to take a look at your blood pressure. If it's high, you want to make sure you lower that. High blood pressure, it can make the arteries harder. It's harder to for the blood to pump, and the heart gets damaged. Once your heart is damaged, you're susceptible to a heart attack. Exercise is really important because it does help lower your weight, especially if you're overweight or obese. And we know we have a high number of people who are overweight and obese here in Harris County and in Houston. You want to reduce that. So getting at least 150 minutes per week of exercise, moderate exercise, is good. Or you could do 75, but it has to be high activity. So that's really important to cut down your risks.
Now, what would the biggest rodeo in the world be without the cold and rain? Hundreds of people came out to celebrate the annual City Hall Rodeo Roundup. Live music. Great food.
Thank you.
And last but not least, you could take your picture with these beautiful longhorns that signify Texas. The official kickoff started with the presentation of colors.
That our flag was still there.
Are you ready to rodeo?
Mayor Sylvester Turner cheered up the crowd during this exciting time for Houstonians.
For 3 weeks, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is the equivalent of having a Super Bowl in our city every single day for 3 weeks. That's the way we do it in the city of Houston.
We've been a fabric of this community, or part of the fabric of this community, for 87 years. And we could not do that without the support of the volunteers, our fans, our citizens. So Harris County and the city of Houston have been tremendous supporters of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate all that you do.
Thanks for watching this edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariana Oyanguren. Until next time, have a great day and thanks for watching HTV. Your story, your voice, your station.
HTV News Source is sponsored by Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products. Clothing provided by Target.